apparently relentless increase.
It's not a surprise. You may remember several months ago when the Biden administration requested some $33 billion, I believe it was, for support for Ukraine. Congress came back with more, and the Republicans said they wanted $3 billion more for military spending. The Democrats wanted to add more money for humanitarian support. But one of the things that the Congress and Democrats and Republicans have an easy time agreeing over these days, and it's kind of funny, after what happened in Afghanistan and after so much feeling that the United States did not want to be involved in forever wars anymore, but support for the troops remains very high. Support for the American military remains very high, and that is not a hard ticket to get sign off for in a divided Congress.
Yeah, I mean, it never has been, really, has it? But the question is, what's the end point in this? We're heading towards $1 trillion, and it's beginning to look a lot like a global arms race.
Well, the United States is clearly the most important military power in the world, the only country that can project global force. For many presidencies now, you've had the Americans complaining that allies are not spending enough on their own defense. And of course, after the Russian war into Ukraine, you've seen Europeans across the board say, no, we actually do need to spend a lot more, because were it not for the defense of Ukraine, there but for the grace of God go I. And so you've seen the Germans in particular saying we need to spend 2% per year on GDP on defense right now. You've seen Kishida in Japan making the same announcement, which is a dramatic increase, of course, in Japan. Now, I mean, is that a global arms race? Well, I mean, the Russians, of course, are much less capable today after 10 months of this war than they were before. The Chinese are spending significantly, and from an Asian perspective, certainly you're seeing a regional arms race occur there, much more capability in the South China Sea, the East China Sea, and vis-a-vis Taiwan. But globally, it's really the United States and its allies or nobody. So I wouldn't suggest that it's a conventional global arms race. That I think is quite far from where we are right now.
How accurate are the numbers being put out at the moment? How accurate do you think this estimate of spending is? Because the Pentagon audit, once again, has not happened, has failed to come through. There are talks that almost half of real Pentagon spending is unaccounted for.
Well, it's probably much more accurate than Chinese COVID numbers right now, but I don't think that gives you a great deal of comfort. Look, there's no question that you see overall audits of American spending, but the Defense Department is massive, and historically there's been a lot of waste. It's also enormously bureaucratic. So if you're asking me, would I put my hand on my heart and say I know that those numbers really reflect what's going to be spent and how it's going to be spent? No, I can't do that. But I can tell you the U.S. will continue, as it has been, to outspend the next large number of countries combined in terms of what the military industrial complex is fielding globally.